Hey you guys. Um so I've been getting hella questions, but I just don't remember them. People ask me in person. I never got a chance to answer them, I guess. So here's a video for you guys. This thing is just like a random shirt that I just put on my head. And I like how it looks, so I wore it like pretty much like the whole half of the day. Anyways, so I'm not Muslim or anything. I just like how it looks. Um okay. So, on to the first question. Where did you buy your clamps and hollow needles? I got them off of Amazon and eBay, but most of them I got on Amazon. Um, you need a credit card for that or a debit card. You could go to Hot Rags in the mall somewhere. I don't know if anywhere else has it, but um, Hot Rags has needles and clamps, but you have to be 18 to get that. So, like, have an adult or something help you out with that. How did you know where to pierce your cheeks at? Because I want to get my cheeks pierced. So, don't do it by yourself unless you know what the fuck you're doing. Because in your cheeks, there's that nerve. I told you guys this in the last video. In your cheek, there's a nerve. If you hit it, you could drool out of that hole for like as long as you have that piercing. And the veins in there, you gotta watch out for that. I actually knew what I was doing. I like researched. It actually took me I did it once before and I knew what I was doing. Like I did a whole bunch of research and everything. Don't have your friend do it if they're not professional or if they never like pierced anyone. Make sure the person that's piercing you is professional and they've pierced other people's cheeks before. Don't just go by their word. Make sure you know other people that got it done by them, cuz if that person is still new to it, your cheeks piercings could be messed up, and like the way you're supposed to pierce your cheeks, it's supposed to go like in and downward so that it doesn't hit your gums. Yeah, so I guess that's just be careful. Make sure the person that's doing it is a professional. Yeah. How old are you? I'm 16, going on 17 in December. Yeah, and it's like May now. So, yeah, I am 16. Why do couples break up and know they're still in love with each other, but act like they don't care? That's a really good question. Not a lot of people would know this. My opinion is the fact that it's to show, it's a defense so they don't look like they're getting hurt. Okay, I'm gonna just use person 1 and person 2. Let's say person 1 went and hook up with someone else and person 2 knows about it and they show like a little sign of like, or went to go ask person 1, what the fuck did you do that for? I thought you loved me, or some shit like that. The person 1 will use it as an advantage and they'll do it every time to get back at person number 2 if they did something to them or they felt like they were hurt. See, that's why it like acting like you don't care, it like helps you a little bit but not a whole lot. And if the person, I think that if they're still in love with each other, I think one of them should say it, but they're both scared to admit that they still are, because then it shows a sign of weakness or giving in. And you know, like humans basically just want to win, period. They're just like that type of people that can't apologize and always want to win. So one person has to give in and just say it. But if the other person is not into it, then you have no other choice but to move on, because that other person will probably not move around. Or you might just be annoying as hell and she's trying to tell you to shut the fuck up and get off her ass. Just saying. Was your hair golden blonde or platinum when you dyed it teal? It wasn't platinum. It was just a really, really light blonde. It was kind of close to platinum if I bleached it one more time, but I didn't want to do that. It would make it worse. So hold on. My back needed to be correct. Anyways, yeah, so the purple right now, like, I gotta bleach my roots and out a little bit more, because it's turning like a brown or like back to like a dark blonde. Yeah, so if you're gonna use Manic Panic, you have to go like a really, really, really light blonde or a platinum blonde to get the true color you want. Or you have to expect, like, if you still have like yellow or blonde hair, you have to picture the color being mixed with like a little bit of yellow. Like, if you're gonna dye it blue, imagine it might like turn like a little bit of green because you still have blonde in your hair. So platinum is the best way to go, but your hair is probably gonna be really damaged. So take it slow and don't try and bleach all your hair at once. How do you convince your parents to let you get piercings? I don't really convince them. I just like go ahead and do it. I'm just like a badass. Just kidding. I'm just a rebel. My rebel years. I still do it, but I haven't really pierced anything else. Yeah, so honestly, don't do it. Don't pierce yourself or don't get any piercings if you know your parents are gonna fight with you and you're gonna have to go through all that just because of a piercing, all that stress and for no reason, just over a piercing. You think it's worth it, but they'll like keep coming around and bringing it up. So just wait until like you're 18 and moved out. Then you could do what the fuck you want, because then you don't have to deal with them like hearing them complain about it all in your ear and then grounding you and all that. That's really not worth it. And plus, by the time you're 18, you'll know if you still want that piercing for sure. Yeah, I'm just like a person that just like loves piercing, period, no matter what. So I actually knew, because I've been waiting for like years and like 2 years before I actually got it done. How are you hiding your cheek piercings from your parents? The first 3 days I didn't get caught, but like the third day I actually got caught, so it's like whatever. The first time I got them done, they didn't really find out. I just kept avoiding them. So like every time I go home from school, I would just like, I would like walk and like scratch my face like it was itchy, and I would be like, yeah. Or like they noticed like when it was like swollen. So I was just like, shit, man, fuck. But yeah, and then they fought and shit. It was just a big ass mess. And then this time around, it was more okay-ish, but it was still bad. Like, they didn't, like, go as crazy. Yeah, so your parents will not grow around you and piercing. They're just not like that. My parents aren't anyways. They're more, like, not chill at all. They're just, like, really traditional. So, just don't get piercings if you're planning to be grounded for like ever, and then fighting and stressing and hearing all this shit like, oh, you look so ugly with those piercings and shit. Like, if you can't deal with all that, just wait until you're 18 and you'll be good.